Kim Kardashian has been silent for so long, but she's finally opening up about what it's really like dealing with Kanye West's public attacks. And trust me, what she revealed on the Kardashians is absolutely jaw-dropping. The reality TV mogul is breaking her silence, and the truth about their co-parenting situation is way more complicated than anyone imagined. So buckle up, because we're about to unpack everything that went down. The shocking confessions Kim made and what this means for their 4 children. Let's get into it! Alright, so here's what happened. On the November 27th episode of The Kardashians, Kim had a heart-to-heart conversation with Scott Disick that revealed just how much she's been holding back. Kim opened up to Scott saying something that hit really hard. She admitted that sometimes she just feels like snapping, but she can't. Now, while they didn't mention Kanye by name during their conversation, a producer for the show brought up the elephant in the room, telling Kim that her ex has been very loud out there in the public sphere. And you know what Kim's response was? She explained that she just can't really engage, and she thinks it's for the better. This shows the level of restraint and maturity Kim has been practicing, even when things get incredibly difficult. But here's where it gets really interesting. Kim addressed something that's been circulating in the media for a while now. There's been speculation that she's been keeping their 4 children from Kanye. Their kids are North, who's 12 years old, Saint, who's 9, Chicago, who's 7, and Little Psalm, who's 6. Back in April, during a live stream, Kanye made some serious allegations. He claimed he wasn't seeing his kids and mentioned that he was talking to lawyers about the situation. That's heavy stuff, right? But Kim set the record straight on the Kardashians. She made it crystal clear that she always encourages a relationship between Kanye and their children, but she emphasized one crucial word: healthy. She wants them to have a healthy relationship with their father. What's been particularly frustrating for Kim is how these public comments have affected people's perception of her character as a mom. Think about it for a second. Here's a woman who's been raising 4 children, managing multiple businesses, and trying to maintain some level of normalcy for her kids, and she's being questioned about whether she's a good mother. That's got to sting! Kim didn't stop there, though. She went even deeper during an October 15th appearance on Alex Cooper's podcast, Call Her Daddy. And let me tell you, she did not hold back on this one. She straight up said that she raises the kids full-time. Full-time, guys. But here's what's important. Kim emphasized that she never keeps her kids from their father. She said they see him whenever he calls. Now, this is where things get a bit sad. Kim revealed that at the time of recording that podcast episode, it had been a couple of months since they'd heard from Kanye. A couple of months! Can you imagine being those kids and not hearing from your dad for that long? But Kim, being the thoughtful mother she is, has found a way to explain this to her children. She told them that their dad has always had a big life with lots of traveling. He's been on tour, he lives in different countries, and he loves to live all over the place. She said they manage it really well, which shows how much effort she puts into protecting her children's emotional well-being. Now let's address the narrative that's been floating around. There's been the story that Kim likes to keep the kids away from Kanye. And Kim absolutely shut that down. She said she's never once done that. Never. In fact, she revealed something pretty surprising. She said there have been so many times when she's wanted to show all the text messages to prove what's really going on. She mentioned that she actually begs the kids to go hang out with their father when he asks. Kim made it abundantly clear. Every single time Kanye has asked to see the kids, she lets them see their father. Every single time. That's a pretty definitive statement, wouldn't you say? But here's what I really respect about Kim's approach. At 45 years old, she's not just thinking about keeping everyone happy. She's thinking about what's best for her children. And that's what a good parent does, right? Kim explained that her kids love their lives, their routine, and their schedule. And as their mom, her job is to make sure they stick to that routine and that they're healthy and happy. That's the bottom line for her. Think about what that means for a second. These kids have been through their parents' very public divorce. They've seen their father make public statements about their mother. They've had to deal with all of this while growing up in the spotlight. And through all of that, Kim is trying to give them stability and normalcy. During her Call Her Daddy appearance, Kim opened up about her experience as a single mom. She confirmed that she raises the kids full-time, which is no small feat when you're talking about 4 children ranging from 6 to 12 years old. Now let's talk about what actually led to Kim and Kanye's divorce, because understanding this context is really important. Kim explained on the podcast that there wasn't just one singular moment that caused their split. It wasn't like one big dramatic event happened and that was it. Instead, it was a gradual buildup, particularly around Kanye's mental health struggles. She said there were just a lot of things she wouldn't deal with anymore. One of the things that really bothered her was when someone would talk badly about her kids' grandmother and aunts. She felt strongly that if someone feels that way about her family, then they shouldn't be together. And honestly, can you blame her? Kim also mentioned some behavior that she found difficult to handle. She gave an example of Kanye buying 5 Lamborghinis and then giving them away. While that might sound wild to us regular folks, for Kim, it represented something deeper about instability and unpredictability. But here's what really got to her. Kanye's mental health challenges began to impact her own well-being. She described not knowing what she was going to get when she woke up, calling it a really unsettling feeling. She said the lack of stability was a big thing that contributed to their divorce. So, what's co-parenting with Kanye West actually like? Well, Kim had a pretty telling response when asked this question. She quipped back, asking what the interviewer thought it was like, which tells you a lot right there. But then she gave an honest update. She confirmed that it's not easy. The kids live with her full-time, and she's the one raising them day to day. However, she said she welcomes a great, healthy relationship between her kids and their dad. Kim added something really important here. She said she thinks Kanye knows this. She pushes for that relationship all the time, but she also protects her children when it's time for that. She described it as going in waves and phases and admitted it's a lot of work. Here's where you can really see Kim's heart in all of this. She talked about coming from a place where she has the best memories and the best relationship with her late father, Rob Kardashian Sr. Because of that positive experience with her own dad, she welcomes healthy relationships between her kids and their father. But she acknowledged again, it's not easy. When asked how often Kanye sees the children, Kim's answer was pretty straightforward. She said whenever he calls for them and asks. But then she added that it had probably been a couple of months since they'd heard from him at the time of the interview. Now, some people might judge Kim for even saying this publicly, but I think she's being transparent about the reality of their situation. She's not trashing Kanye or trying to make him look bad. She's just stating facts about how often he's actually reaching out and seeing the kids. And the way she explains his absence to the children shows real grace. She reminds them that he's always had a big life with traveling, touring, and living in different countries. She frames it in a way that protects their relationship with their father while also acknowledging the reality of the situation. Kim expressed real frustration over one particular narrative that's been circulating. The idea that she keeps her kids from Kanye really gets to her. She was emphatic when she said she's never once done that. And then she made a statement that really stuck with me. She said, "It's not a kidnapping, it's a divorce." That's powerful, right? She's drawing a clear line between what people are accusing her of and what's actually happening. Kim revealed that there have been many times when she's wanted to show all the text messages to prove what's really going on. She said she begs them to go hang out with their father. Can you imagine having to beg your kids to spend time with their other parent? That's got to be emotionally exhausting. She reiterated her policy. Every time Kanye has asked, she always lets the kids see their father. Always, no exceptions. That's her position, and she's sticking to it. So, where is Kim at right now in her personal life? Well, she confirmed that she's single and feeling totally content about it. In fact, she said she's been single for a while now, and this is the longest she's been without a partner. But here's what's beautiful about this phase of her life. She's completely focused on her kids and her work. She said she has her kids to raise in a life that requires a lot of her attention. Her kids really need her right now, and she's there for them 24/7. Kim was really honest about her dating situation. She doesn't know how she would fit someone else into her life right now. She's just not looking, and she said it would have to be someone super special for her to even consider it. She put it perfectly when she said she's had all her fun and been through all her phases. Now, she just has to be with her babies. That's where her priority is, and I think that's really admirable. But here's a cute twist to this story. While Kim is totally content being single, her oldest daughter, North, has other ideas. Kim shared an adorable story about North, telling her that it's okay for her to move on. North apparently told her mom that it's time to have a boyfriend now. How sweet is that? Here's this 12-year-old giving her mom permission to start dating again. It shows that despite everything that's happened, North is in a good place emotionally and wants her mom to be happy too. That's a testament to how well Kim has handled this whole situation with her kids. So there you have it, guys, the full story of what Kim Kardashian is dealing with when it comes to co-parenting with Kanye West. And honestly, after hearing all of this, I think she deserves a lot more credit than she gets. She's raising 4 kids essentially on her own, while running multiple businesses and dealing with constant public scrutiny. She's maintaining grace and maturity even when her ex makes public statements that affect her reputation. And through it all, she's prioritizing her children's well-being and their relationship with their father. This isn't about taking sides or pointing fingers. It's about recognizing the reality of what modern co-parenting looks like, especially when mental health struggles and public attention are involved. Kim is doing her best to navigate an incredibly difficult situation, and from everything she's shared, she's putting her children first every single step of the way. What do you think about Kim's approach to all of this? Do you think she's handling it well? Let me know in the comments below, and remember, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.